end, man. I don't know what that is. Like I said, my internet is reportedly better and should be better and shouldn't have any issues at all. Even the low lag right here, like I said, I'm direct connected to Cat 6 cable.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Either that or maybe I need a new little extension or something to that effect.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out, guys. But either way, guess what? The show must go on, and we're already 10 minutes late because of this Monday morning malfunction, is what I'm gonna call it. Oh, look at you, Rita. Look at your hair. Come on, mute. Thank you.
Inspired by Readerverse. Woohoo!
I love it. Love it. Love it. All right, everyone. We are live. Hello and good morning. My name is Robert Blakely. I'll be your host today for our Monday Mastermind, brought to you by The Lost Transition. What is The Lost Transition? Well, it's a group, community, if you will, of fabulous people. And we started this journey about 5 years ago. And the journey, ultimately, the goal was to do what we could to help as many people as we could transition from that whole 9 to 5 uh, job type scenario into having their own time freedom, working their own business. Maybe it's an affiliate marketing, network marketing, or again, maybe your own business. But what we do here is we teach a lot of the sales psychology that goes behind things. This is based off of 40 years of personal experience. It's not fact or theory. What we start off the show with is a lot of the wins from those of us that are in the audience that continually come here to learn and experience. I'd particularly love to hear any wins that you have in stories, especially when they're related to what you've been learning here over the past 33 weeks. Today, this is week 34. This to me is honestly, this is what the entire build up and a majority of the things that I've been talking about and teaching is going to lead up to this particular day, right? So if you're joining us on YouTube, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel and or join us live by going to live.thelosttransition.com. So that's it in a nutshell. We don't have a whole lot of time for the wins, but we do want to at least celebrate you guys and hear a couple of them. Anybody want to start us off today? TGIM. Let's get the party started. Gene, thank you for stepping up to the plate. What you
Um,
got, brother?
yeah, just real quick, get a couple things. Number one, we're going to start doing our Zooms this week for the Pocket products.
All right.
And
Sweet.
I am almost finished with the presentation. I'm doing the company presentation
Nice.
setup. So, and I thought I was all done with it, but the owner wanted to change a couple of things could do the trademarks, the way a couple of things were worded. So I'm having to go back in and polish that. But then
Understood.
Lisa and I will be doing our own Zooms together, as well as we'll be doing the company Zooms for everybody to invite their people to. So,
Very nice, bro.
and like I said, I've kind of named us the brand ambassadors, and we're just going to take that mantle and run with it because perception is reality. And if we're doing all this, then might as well call ourselves that too. So,
Yeah, 100%. I believe that that's a beautiful alignment and glad that you had that awareness. Kudos to you, brother, because that could bring you quite a bit of exposure, right? Even
yeah,
from people that aren't joining. And yeah, that's pretty awesome, brother. Congrats. Kudos
thank
to you.
you.
Thank you for sharing, brother. Dr. Lisa, hello and welcome.
Hey, just want to thank you for your masterminds and for your content and I want to thank Rita and Jean for um, blowing it up on Facebook this weekend. I had a great uh, webinar called, or basically, Are You Time Blind?
Yeah.
And so I just want to thank you and I want to thank them for
Well, with
support.
mutual respect, I want to thank you for not only taking the information and being a steward of it, and because I've said this, and you probably maybe you haven't heard this before, but the way that I learned it is the way for you to. look at becoming a leader very fast is to do exactly what Dr. Lisa is doing, like coming in, learning something, and then implementing it, and then sharing what those results were. So, what I'm getting at, Dr. Lisa, is I was able to peek at a short uh, portion of what you created and what you did, and I loved it. And thank you for actually giving me kudos, like showing where that content originated from instead of just trying to take it for yourself. Like that's the way to do it, right? You learn something, you give somebody the credit where you learned it from, share it with somebody else, and instantly you'll be looked at as a leader, right? So thank you, Dr. Lisa, for dropping my name and the QR code. That was very respectful, and I do appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for sharing. Glad y'all are learning something. Like this is the main thing. Like Rita knows because I have this conversation with her all the time. There's so many years of experience in my head that it's difficult for me to go and just try to train somebody within one setting. Hell, even the 5-day boot camp, we packed a lot of information in that. But it's being an ongoing student that's really going to get you further and understanding the information that's in my brain and being able to tap into the madness, as I like to call it. But thank you for being here. Anybody else have some wins they want to share? Virgil, go ahead, brother.
I'll try. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, great. So again, same, I would say, topic or um, name for my series of win consolidation. I got to thank you for the question that you raised or the exchange that we had our last Tuesday session. And moreover, the continuation on the inner circle this Saturday, it really got me in the right direction in the sense that the why was I doing all this? And for a long time, I hadn't uh, adjusted my marketing strategy or my digital presence. I think everybody in the room can see that I wasn't really active on Facebook or active in the matter of the I Make Image company. And the past few days there, I've been consolidating that into the main offer, the main website offer, aligning it with everything that I've done so far. So bringing together all these tools that I'm trying to build or that I am building and offering here on the terrain, as well as what we've been doing over the past year in this environment. So that was my big win. I'm still hard at it. I guess when it starts, it doesn't or it's not supposed to stop. So yes, that was it. And again, thank you for the impact.
I appreciate that, brother. It takes a big man to kind of admit that kind of thing. And most of all, I love the fact that you have that awareness, right? Because without that, then there's no way to shape our future and figure out, well, what direction do we need to go? And you more than know what you have to do, right? As well as a lot of the people that we coach here, get back to those basics is what comes to my mind right now, right? Whenever I was teaching anybody out there in the wild, as I like to call it, we would have that basic fundamentals and those basic principles. And technically, it was a script, right? And by going through and teaching them these things and what to say and how to stand in the doorway and their body language and all that stuff, those were basic fundamentals. And when people would come back to me and say, Robert, like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, like, I'm not getting any sales, we'd go and evaluate. We'd have to go look, say, okay, let me see your presentation. And it always came to something super simple. Somebody was, maybe looked at the wrong time or something to that effect. The moral of the story and why I'm explaining this is because there's times that as a coach, all I or anybody else can do is say, get back to the basics, right? Get back to the basics. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that, brother. Anybody else got some wins that they want to share? I see Rita doing her dance. Go ahead, Rita. You're muted, dear.
I think I'm the last one. So
All right.
I'm popping in my. This has been going on for quite some time, and I had a conversation months ago about I don't know, maybe years ago, maybe a year, about the stickies, and we came up with the Readaverse. So
Yeah.
now what I've done, uh, I got everything together. This is my Readaverse, and if you click on the image, it incorporates my Munchkins. So I got it to do my Munchkins in there, and I got it to do all of the products. I think that's all of them. I'm not sure. Not that I'm a serial entrepreneur. I am not. There are certain things that I do and certain things I don't do, but a lot of things I don't do.
Oh,
But
that's
these are the ones that are fairly close, and things that I believe in that came through coaching, things that you use that you can promote. And somebody asked me, she said, "Don't you do da 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 da?" And I said, "Yeah, but though I can't promote those because I didn't see what I saw with the other one. So this is why I do this one." So I'm happy about the collective and everything that's on there. It's a great talking point when I people will say, "Well, what do you do?" Okay, here's a picture, paints a thousand words, boom, there you go. And so I'm really excited about that. So now from gleaning from the group, and this is something I said some time ago about um, everybody's, we're flowers and we're all being fertilized and we're planted and doing things. And so Dr. Lisa has inspired me to, and she always has, let me just say that. I just watch her, and I watched her with her car, and I'm like, I don't know about all of that, but then I
I
saw it
remember
on
that conversation.
yeah, I saw it on the YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, that, and then she had it on the end of her show, and the little car was just chugging away and bop, 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 bop down
I
the road.
remember, yeah.
So I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. My heart melted. So I'm so glad she stuck with that, and I loved. I was able to watch her on the huge screen. I felt like I was watching like Tyler Perry or somebody. And then I watched Jean. Jean was on the big screen too. So Jean's got a post coming up, which inspired me. All of these inspired me to
I love
um,
it.
put on my calendar. So I put them on my Facebook calendar for a post. So those will pop in automatically. So I'm super excited about that. And of course,
Uh-huh.
kudos to the Blakester. So I'm really excited about that. And so both of them, Jean and Dr. Lisa, have inspired me to just go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do my own channel. I do get paid.
Oh, what?
I look,
What? You heard it here first.
I
Breaking news.
I get 16 cents. I think that's what I've gotten so far for being monetized. So that's probably a little bit more than that, but I just saw 16 cents the other day. I said, "Oh, how cute." So I am really excited about that in talking about the Munchkins in the professionalism and the format that Jean and Dr. Lisa has shown. So your flowers are blooming. Congrats, Coach. It took a minute, but we getting there. We getting there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it look it.
Everything.
Did you know Gene? I know Gene has said it before, but I was I think I got it from one of his posts about wrestling. So I'm going to be quiet because kudos to all of you. Love you. Thank you for sharing because it helps all of us grow. And I'm going to be quiet. Bye.
We love you, girl. Well, first, let me respond to all of that. That was a lot to take in. First off, congratulations and kudos on the direction. What I love about it, if you guys haven't seen it, click on it, take a look at it, is it's exactly what we try to push and talk to people about. Everything is still centered around you, right? That's what I love. So yes, you have these different opportunities, but they're all pointing right back at one person, and that's you, which is why the personal brand is so important and why we keep touting that. That's why we need the Johnny.com. I'm not even gonna try to butcher your last name, brother, because you know I always ruin it. The I'm gonna probably ruin Linda's name too, but the first and last.com, right? And then anything off of that, that's your spoke, your hub, your will. That's what she's represented in this graphic alone. So I absolutely love it. And as far as you all growing, I see it. I love it. I love it. I want some more of it. Make it hurt, drill sergeant. Make it hurt. That's what comes to my mind on that one. If you don't know, you should. All right. Well, thank you for sharing, sweetheart. I appreciate that. A couple of new updates that you guys will see to the CRM, a few things about the list. I was able to get your business profile so you can drag and drop into the order that you want there, Rita. Still working on a couple of issues that you brought up, Gene. Saturday's Inner Circle was absolutely awesome. More than enjoyed myself. I think that we got a lot done. It gives you guys 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks to get your stuff together, put all your stuff in there that you need to start working towards accomplishing some of those goals. But I'm super excited for each and every one of you guys, especially to see you guys starting to use the software. For me, I'm ultimately excited because the things that I'm implementing and using them myself are working. And by that, what I mean is that 5 email thing per day. I'm starting to see clicks off of those emails that are being sent out as cold emails. So that looks very promising as a test. So that simply means, test it out too. We're not going to know until we test it, until we work it and see what works and what doesn't. And then we can tweak it and make it, 100% the greatest. But I think that what I've done in the background as far as programming, when it comes to being able to just upload some contacts and have it work for you in the background, I think that's pretty fabulous. Go ahead, Rita.
Hey, I just wanted to share one more thing I mentioned
Yeah.
last week. The young lady that lives in Nigeria.
Yes.
I did have a Zoom with her over the weekend, and it turned out I was so excited about it. And we're
Where's she
certainly
at?
she's in I don't know. Oh,
I'm joking. I'm saying she should
oh,
be here right now.
oh. She has internet problems because I created something for her, and so she pops in and she sees the stuff that I've worked on for her, and she's thanked me, but she has that issue with the time. So
Uh,
not the time with the internet. So I know that she would if she could, but
cool.
she's not able to.
Understood.
That's all. So I'm excited about her. That's my new flower.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. All right. Well, let's go ahead and dive in, guys, because today, like I said, today is I posted in the Lost Transition group in Facebook, and I said today is realistically is where the rubber meets the road, right? So make sure you guys have some pen and paper, as I always recommend. That you guys do take some notes, because the information that I'm going to share with you today is, again, it's a collective, and I'm going to give some very expressive viewpoints as we go through these slides and talk to you a little bit about, most of all, mindset on some of these things as well as where they came from. But to give you a clear, super vivid picture on how this all comes together. So before we get started though, I want to make sure that you guys can see my screen. So let me know when that loads in. Should see me actively busy at a desk. You guys see that? Cool. Gene's giving me a thumbs up. Cool. All right. So welcome to week 34. Today's topic is called the Power Hour. Okay. If you've been following along, we're actually 34 weeks. Woo! The time is flying as I go through and I get these presentations done and we actually present them. It's quite interesting to watch the time fly by. But we're in phase 5, so this is part of what we like to call systems and organization. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this is kind of where the rubber meets the road. When you hear me talk to you guys about getting to the point or destination of being able to talk to 5 people per hour, this is part of where that power hour comes in, and this really systemically comes from my years of direct marketing, right? If you don't know or if you haven't heard the story or why I explain it this way, this is where I learned to be able to write my paycheck. Okay, this is what literally changed the entire scope in the game for me when it came to sales, is understanding what my closing percentages were and then how to have the right amount of conversations so that I could literally just duplicate my conversation and then by that knowing, okay, well, after talking to so many people, I'll get so many yeses, so many nos, right? But realistically, I want you to think about this and why I'm positioning this so that you can actually see, if you can, paint a picture in your mind of me or even yourself going down your own neighborhood and knocking on 100 doors. Okay. And again, I want to get a visual picture for you guys so you grasp what I'm talking about. Because the slides that you're going to see and how I explain this is really going to matter how you perceive this information. So I want you to first off visualize yourself knocking, if you will, on 100 doors. And maybe you don't have just 100 doors. You might have to knock on those doors like more than one time, right? Because, well, maybe somebody's not there. Maybe they're at work, right? Or out and about. You never know where they're at if they're not home, right? Point being is that imagine if you can go and knock a bunch of doors and talk to a bunch of people as quickly as you could. Your overall goal is to find people very quickly so that you can have that 12-minute conversation that you hear me talk about. And if you go over those 12 minutes, then obviously in 1 hour, you can't have more than five conversations, right? So what you do within that power hour is very important. Even ourselves doing direct marketing before we got out of the bus, how it started when we walked into the office every single morning, we'd have to go and check in. We would go and start doing our presentation with our buddy. We'd have to go make sure that we had all the forms that we needed so that we were ready to fill them out. If they needed something pre-filled, like the date or something like that, we'd go and we'd do that as well, right? There was a lot of preparation that took place, is what I'm getting at, and a lot of practice and honing our skill set before we actually went out there and even knocked on one door,
Sorry to
right?
interrupt, Robert. Can
Yeah.
you co-host me and Rita again, please?
Can you what?
Co-host
I'll
me and Rita
co-host.
again.
Sure. Uh, one moment, please.
Sorry, guys, for the interruption.
That's right. Just interrupted my whole flow. No, I'm kidding. It's all good.
But I know
'Cause
you're a pro, so you won't miss that step on the moves.
Yeah, no, no, no. It's good because I already know where I'm going with this because it's again, this was what was so important and life changing to me. This is what broke the mold, if you will, because once I understood this information and I knew how to literally write my own paycheck, then I knew how hard I had to work or how much I didn't have to work, if that makes sense, right? And the reason that I say that is because you and I, and when I say you, I mean anybody here in the office or in our little area here in the Zoom, you guys might have to go out and talk to 10 people just to get one person, as to where I might talk to 10 people and close eight or nine of those people, right? It really comes down to your skill set and how well you prepare for when it comes down to whatever that power hour is. And the reason why I'm focusing on this slide and explaining this to you, because again, the biggest problem that we have is first off setting aside some time to actually work our business. Because many times when we come in, we take it as a hobby, right? We're network marketers. We'll throw some shit up against the wall, hope it sticks. Maybe we make money, maybe we don't. No, we need to take it like a real business, right? So you have to, like we talked about yesterday, block out your time and have specific times that you work your business. Especially if you're trying to escape a 9 to 5. No one here is going to recommend that you just quit your job and jump into network marketing and think that you're going to become a success, because it's not going to happen, right? There's things that you have to learn, obviously. Anyway, the point is I want you to go back and think, well, crap, I got to go knock on 100 doors. The beautiful thing that transitioned myself coming into the online world from the direct marketing world was knowing and understanding that, hey, instead of me having to literally go out there in the heat and go knock on these 100 doors that I want you to visualize, now instead I could do it digitally, right? I could perhaps invite people to come into a Zoom room. Right? And as an example, we're having this meeting here. Maybe I post it out a month out and I promote it, right? To where I have 100 people coming. Now, if I'm doing it that way, that's what we talk about one to many. So you would schedule something, you'd have 100 people go in. And even then, it would really depend on how your skill set is when it comes to the delivery of the slides and the information. There's a skill set to it. Like Gene was talking about the slides that they had to create. I would love to even be able to see your slide set, bro, your slide deck, to see whether it follows a particular structure that I would be looking for to make sure that it does bring people above that buying line before the end of whatever those slides are, right? But everything is going to be preparation, is what I'm getting at. So we're talking about 60 minutes of your time that's focused. If you only have 2, 3, 4 hours a day to work your business, then again, time blocking is going to be very essential. And then that power hour, you must block out that time. But I want to talk about that power hour, and that's why I was so explicit on explaining this to you. So it's 1 hour fully weaponized, guys. We're talking thermonuclear, laser focus, high beam reticle, tight shot group. I don't know. Throw in
Sorry,
whatever
man. I'm
analogy
not
you
sure if
want to,
the
right?
host or Rita, co-host or Rita. I'm still not co-host, so I can't see if anybody's at the door.
You're both co-hosts, brother. You're both co-hosts. I set them both up. I don't
Okay.
know what to tell you, brother. I hit co-hosts. One moment. Let me try it again. Make co-hosts. I hit
If
it
Rita
again.
is good,
All right.
that's perfect for me.
Yeah, yeah, she's co-host as well. We're good. All right, so back to the laser focus, right? So here's what a normal hour kind of looks like, and I'm sure you guys can understand this. Normal hour is interrupted, right? Scattered, half focused. But if you have a power hour, it's one activity. This is what I want you guys to really clearly understand. One activity, zero distractions, full intensity. When I would go door to door looking for those 5 conversations per hour, it wasn't like, let's meander from one door to the next and look around like we're stupefied. No, it was to the door, wait, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007. Another knock, right? Another 7,000 seconds, and then boom, we were gone to get to the next door. I'm explaining this so that you understand what I'm getting at. You have to have the intensity to just boom, 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 boom. If you guys have ever get on a webinar with Cheryl Coco, she talks about and says Kim, right? If you've never heard that acronym, KIM, keep it moving, right? So this power hour is I want you to see this as you banging on doors very quickly until you get somebody that opens up the door. Now that's when your timer starts. Okay? So last week we talked about blocking out that time. This is what we're going to talk about what you're going to actually do within that time frame, right? So yeah, it's great. We have the tools, and if you use them, that's going to help you. Once you get used to it, you're not even going to need the tools, honestly, as far as a timer, because you'll start getting used to, oh, this conversation seems like it's dragging out, or it's too long, or whatever the case may be. Once you run into that. But anyway, the principle that I'm trying to explain to you, why I'm drilling this into your head, and why I want you to get this visual, is because intensity is going to beat duration. Right? So it's only 1 hour, but if you're intensified within that hour, that means that you're going to get more in return for it because guess what? It's an energy transference. And ooh, I get goosebumps as I say that. So you're transferring all that energy into that one packed hour that you're doing so that you can get multiple rewards or something out of it, right? But it's 1 hour fully weaponized, like heads down in the military, excuse me, but we used to call it assholes and elbows. Okay? That's all you need to do is just assholes and elbows. Your head down, elbows, and that's it. Like you working, right? Now, Let's dig in it a little deeper for you guys. What's going to belong in a power hour? Number one, prospecting calls. Write these four down if you need to. These are the four things within that prospecting hour. Prospecting calls, that means reaching brand new people. You must be out reaching to brand new people to be building your audience at least on the daily, every other day, once a week, something. This is a common problem that I see with people. They'll go out there and they won't do any prospecting. They won't reach out to their audience. Yet they put something online and they get crickets. Why? Because they don't have an audience. You're never going to have an audience if you don't reach out to brand new people and invite them into your world. So prospecting calls. Second one would be follow-up calls. Well, guess what? We got a CRM to help us with that. That's the beautiful thing about having the right tools to do the right job, right? Warm contacts are going to be the best ones that you can reach out to very quickly. Number three, booking appointments. Hello, hello, hello. We talked about this. You must fill up your calendar. I don't know if you guys saw my post on Facebook that I just recently posted. That's all I did. I just posted up there and said, hey, for the next 2 weeks, I've got some availability. Let's talk about your business. I got 15 minutes. I'll give you, whatever I can give you value-wise in 15 minutes. We'll see what happens. It's a test. If anybody says book, guess what? They're getting a link. Guess what? They'll fill it out. When they do, they'll go right into my pipeline, right? Last but not least is number four is referral ask. So I would ask any one of you guys, right? If you guys like or you're getting some value out of our Monday Masterminds, do you know anybody else you might be able to invite to the program so that we get to 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 people here in a week before the end of the year, before all the contents? Like they'll be at the end of the year and not know what's going on with the past 40 weeks, right? Let's get some new people in. Referral ask is what I'm saying. Okay. So those four things be done within the power hour. What's banned from the hour? What must you not do, right? Because again, you guys know I like to tell you how to do it and how to not do it, right? Things that are good and things that are bad, so we can look at both sides of the coin, evaluate what's going to be best for us, pick our long-term or short-term pain, and then proceed, right? So in the hour, dialing. Hey Tom, how's it going? How's your day going so far? Oh, hey Tom, it's Robert, right? Leaving voicemails, sending maybe a follow-up text, booking whatever the next appointment is. Hey Tom, let's connect. When are you available? Right? Is it better Tuesday or Wednesday? Oh, Wednesday, perfect. What time? 7 or 8? 8. Cool. I'll jot you down. I'll see you then. Right? Marking the results and then moving on. That's super important, that last one. If you're not tracking what you're doing, then you're not going to see that data. That data is so important for you to be able to see so that you can, it's called metrics, right? You need to see the data so that you can see the data maybe a month later and you say, oh, well, there's an increase, right? That's what that data is for. But make sure that you're getting the data. So mark the results and then move on. What's banned? Here's what you should not be doing within that 1 hour. Don't go checking emails, right? That time is gone. That should have been first thing in the morning or wherever you're going to time block your time block for emails, okay? Social media, get away from Facebook. Drop it. Click that button. I know you already got 52 tabs open. Drop one of them. It's not going to kill you. Researching your next prospect. Like you should not be within that hour and not know who the heck you're going to talk to next, or at least whose door you're going to try to attempt to knock on. Okay. And then fourth, reorganizing your list. It doesn't matter whether you talk to Tom, Bob, or Susie or Sally first. It really doesn't. The point is to get you moving, start knocking on those doors, see if you can open the doors so that you can start having that conversation, right? And then what else is banned? Anything that isn't a conversation. Everybody with me? Give me a thumbs up. We're all here, right? So it's a strict 1 hour. We're going to try to focus on having 5 conversations per hour. That means we're going to pick up the phone, we're going to dial, we're going to text like crazy, insane people, right? We're going to shoot out the messages. Hey, how's it going? How's your day going so far? And we're just hoping that somebody's going to open up the damn door, right? That's what we do within that hour. Now, I want you to connect it to what you already know because this is how we roll, right? Again, I already mentioned it. Your goal is to have 5 conversations per hour. Same thing that we talked about in week 24. Now, you should have, if you've been following along for these weeks, you should now know, okay, this is how we open up the conversation. These are the things we're looking at. This is how we pique the person's interest. Like we went through all of that fun stuff. It's how you get people above the buying line, right? So week 24, 5 conversations per hour. I know for a fact, and this is why I'm trying to just encourage you to just try 5 in one day. I know you're not going to make 5 in 1 hour when you first start off. That's impossible. Well, maybe not impossible because you might have some contacts. So I won't say it that way. My point is that I don't care if you get 5 in 1 hour. I want you to just start. And even if it's 5 in 1 day, that's a start. So if you're doing that, plus you got your leads uploaded and those 5 are going out, then guess what? Eventually your calendar is going to start building up and you're going to start having people that are scheduling time. This is the ultimate goal, right? And if you schedule those times 15 minutes back to back, then you have no choice but to only have a 12 to 15-minute conversation, right? So present it as such. Just like if you need an example, go to my Facebook page and look at it. Hey, I've got these next 2 weeks open. If you need some time, comment book below, but do what you can to fill up your calendar. This way, again, they're coming to you. That's a warmer lead. And again, we're not there to talk about trying to sell somebody, right? My overall goal is to actually open up, see what I could do to help people. But what do you think is going to happen naturally? Oh, this is cool. I like that. How'd you do that? Oh, you built it yourself? Oh, really? Well, how do I play with it? Right? There's natural conversations that happen, and if you understand this, it's like it makes the game so much simpler, right? There was another person I was listening to a video about that same thing. It was like it's natural. Hey, my name is John. Who are you? Oh, where do you live? And then what's the next thing that we ask? Well, where do you work or what do you do for a living? Right? Naturally, the conversation is going to come to that point. Let them bring it up. And then that's enough of beating that dead horse. Time blocking, which we just talked about last week. So actually take the time block to write down power hour. Okay? Know whatever day, whatever time that you're going to be doing that particular power hour and block everything out. Block everything out. And by block everything out, I mean, like we talked about before, close the doors, make sure there's no distractions. Here's the first technique, prep before the clock, right? The hour is for talking, it's not for getting ready. And this is, as I mentioned, the whole personification of you guys even like seeing me or you walking and knocking and talking on 100 doors. There was preparation that had to happen. I myself, like I remember many days and many nights that I'd have to go in, take a map, we'd have to cut out the map and we'd create territories and had to take that map, make a map for this team, make a map for that team, make a map for that team, show them where their boundaries were, right? There was a lot of preparation before we actually went out there into the field and started knocking on doors and talking to people. We didn't just like, oh, let's go knock and hey, hope you're home, right? There was a lot of preparation that happened before we went out and knocked. So what's the golden rule? When the hour starts, the list is already made, right? You just, as we used to say in the telemarketing world, you just smile and dial, right? Now, I'm not telling you That you're going to just sit there and be a telemarketer all day. As I mentioned, it could be the phone, it could be Messenger, it could be text, it could be inside of Facebook Messenger. But overall, your goal is to get them off of social media and onto the phone or onto a Zoom, somewhere where you can talk and have a civil conversation, right? Somewhere where you can see each other even better. Well, I don't look good on camera. That's all right. At least I get to hear your voice. You can hear the tonality. If you're sitting there and you're trying to negotiate within text, text can be misconstrued, right? You can't hear their tonality. You can't see their body language. So prep the night before, prep the day before. Pull whatever your calls are from your CRM. Who do I gotta talk to the next day, right? Review what's the last note on the last one that you talked to, so you know when I talk to Bob, first thing we're going to talk about is how Tammy Sue is doing, right? You understand? Right? What's the last thing? What was the last memory that I remember? Hey, last time we talked, you were saying that so and so was doing pretty good. How they doing now? They still doing all right? This is memory joggers to help you have better conversations with your potential prospects. Have your opener ready. What are you going to say when they answer the phone or answer on Messenger? Easiest one, like I always say, hey, how's it going? How's your day going so far? That's what my mentor taught me. Works. It's pretty easy, pretty simple to say. I can even say it at the grocery store. People always respond to it, right? Why does it matter? Because look, you should be hunting for that next name. Again, this is a focused hour that you're going to spend to do whatever you can to have five meaningful conversations within that hour. Within that hour, your goal is to now then keep each conversation in between 12 minutes, not more than 15 because you're going to go over. But either way, if you start preparing yourself for that and you get ready, and every day you have a dedicated hour that you're doing that, plus you've got your leads that are going out, automatically sending to five people, like that's movement forward, right? That's getting people involved, putting them into the pipeline. That's building the compression that you hear me talking about so that now the timing alignment starts lining up with people, right? Maybe you talk to George and Jorge, and he said, "Well, it's going to be the first of the month," and then first of the month comes, "Hey, I'm ready," right? And then they join. Maybe somebody else might be the 15th. Maybe it might be the third of the month, right? Again, it's all in timing. But the main thing is for you to focus like a laser beam during that hour. There wasn't, I can honestly say within that hour, there wasn't a knock on one door. Oh, I got a sale. Let's go smoke a cigarette. There was none of that. In fact, I always recommend too, if you go and you get somebody that signed up or going to take a look, don't stop there. Don't take a break. Go and hit the next door. Have the next conversation, right? So once you've accomplished your task of having those five conversations, or maybe you're on a roll, you get sale, 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 and then a no. Okay, now that you got the no, take a break, sit back, have something to drink, some water, whatever, and evaluate what happened. What happened at that last conversation? Why did they tell me no? What did I do or say wrong? You know? All right. So here's technique two and three. One job, keep moving, right? Like I said earlier, keep it moving. One activity only, pick one job and do only that. Right? Power hour is prospecting or follow up or referral ask. But it's not a mix of those four. This is what we got to be clear on. Okay. So it's your job to figure out, am I gonna this hour, and you can break it up if you want. Maybe one day in 1 hour you focus on just prospecting. Maybe this day you focus on follow-ups, this day you focus on just asking for referrals. Right? But I don't think it's too difficult to sit there and worry too much about referrals if you're actually serving the community, and then you can actually ask that person, hey, do you know anybody else that might be able to help? Right? Especially if it's somebody that says no, that maybe whatever your opportunity is isn't for them, or maybe it's not the right timing. But secondly, don't stop to process. Log it so that you can go back to it and look at it, reflect on it. But the key thing again is to keep it moving. I go, I knock, somebody opens the door, I do my presentation, I get my sale. In the back of my mind, woohoo, we celebrate. What do? We go to the very next door. We knock, somebody opens the door, I do my presentation, they say yes. Back of my brain, woohoo, we celebrate. What do? We keep going, we keep it moving. When I've gotten those five done, or I've gotten three and one says no, then okay. Right? Everybody clear? Everybody with me on how I want you to do your power hour? I mean, this is concentrated, focused effort. I can't explain it to you better than what I'm telling you. But if you can visually see yourself like knocking on a door vigorously, right? And then, oh, no one's there. Oh, go to the next one. Knock, knock, knock. Ah, next one. Knock, knock. Ah, door opens. Cool. Conversation time. Let's be mindful of the conversation. All right, where's the conversation going? All right, are we going business with it? Or are we going to just keep it personal? All right, we're going to keep it personal? Great. Then we got to make sure we tie it up before 12 minutes. Hey, I'd love to sit here and talk to you all day, but I got people I got to talk to, right? Wrap it up. Hey, when's the next time that we can call? All these things that we've been talking about over the past 34 weeks. Set it up for the next touch, right? It doesn't have to be a sale every time that you go in. In fact, like I said, it should just be a conversation. If the sale arises, then great, talk about it. If they ask, great, talk about it. Answer the question. Why wouldn't you? Right? But don't stop the process. This is also part of when you hear me saying being married to the process and divorced from the outcome. This is part of that. Right, Rita? Oh, you tell me no. All right, next.
No,
All right, next week. Okay, we'll schedule it. What's
definitely,
that?
definitely. And that timer that you have set up, it just, and that's the next. When you get one done, the next, that's your door. The timer is your door knocker. So that's what I
I
use.
love it. Amen. I love it. It's so true. But don't stop the process. Keep it moving, okay? Number four is keep score. We already talked about the data portion of it, right? What gets measured is going to get multiplied. So if you measure it and you see it, then that's what can be multiplied. So number one, track the dials, right? Who'd you talk to? Put it into your CRM. Every person you talk to should go in your CRM. Did I just do that? Did I just do that and slap with every syllable? Number two, track the conversations. Live human conversations are the real currency. Dials matter, which is why I put in the touches, right? It's going to show you within that CRM how many times did you reach out to them. Go to their contact, score it as a reach out, and that you touch base with them. Cool. It's going to go to 3 of 12, 4 of 12, 5 of 12. At some point within those 12, expect that they're going to ask you what it is that you do and how you can help other people. And then number three is beat the last, like, I don't know how to explain this other than good, better, best, never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. But beat whatever the last thing you did, right? So if your last week especially, like if you just focus on being better than what you were yesterday, that will help. Okay. But write the number down. Maybe it was five that you got through this day. Tomorrow, maybe try to get to six. All right. But ultimately, if you're going to have a conversation with five people in 1 hour, there's only a few ways that you could do that if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying today. So number one, you have to get a group of people together. So you talk to them all in mass, or you need to schedule your time out on your calendar so that you have blocked time that this 15 minutes I talk to this person, this 15 minutes I talk to this person, so on and so forth. Now, that being said, we had to account for people not being home, right? You knocking on the door, nobody being there. What does that tell you? That means that you're going to need more than just five names to try to interact with on a daily basis. Now, I want to be very clear. I am not telling you to go write a list of your 100 closest friends, right? This is not what I'm telling you to do. What I'm telling you is find a way to figure out what it is and how many people you're going to talk to on a daily basis and where they're going to come from. It could come from your list. It could come from a post that you put out there as an example, right? Like I mentioned today, hey, free 15-minute consultations. It could be from you posting an ad. Like I'm not recommending that you go pay for advertising until you have your system created and you know it works. But there's a lot of different ways that you can culminate to have an idea of who you're going to try to attempt to talk to on a daily basis. In fact, I kind of look at it like our lists, right? We would have a list of those 100 doors, right? Again, not trying to say go make a list of your 100 friends and family because that doesn't work. But you can go out there and you can go to any one of your friends that are on Facebook, especially the ones that you don't know, especially the ones that you've never had a conversation with, and simply open up a dialogue and find out why you guys are even friends. Why are you even connected? That's a great way to say, hey, how's it going? How's your day going so far? Well, Gene, I don't know, man. I noticed we've been connected for 5 years and we've never spoken. I've never seen you like any of my content. Um, what are you up to, man? Right? Just again, an open dialogue, but keep score on everything. I'm joking, by the way. Gene is fabulous. We love him. But here's how the hour, minute by minute, so we don't go too far over. I'm going to breeze through this. The rhythm is number one, get ready, get set. List should be up, phone is silence, other than you getting ready to dial out. Right? Door stand up if you need to, so that you can move, because motion creates emotion. The first 5 minutes to 50 should be there, calling, logging, conversation, like I said, jokingly, assholes and elbows, right? The last 10 minutes, maybe clean up. Look at your time. Maybe I only got three. I got to try to get one more, so at least get four out of those five because your goal is only to get five an hour, right? And then the last task at the very end is to score it. Check your dials. How many people did you talk to? Did I log everything? Did I set notes? Did I follow up, set up follow up dates? Right? But reflect after that hour, not during. Okay? So a couple of do's and don'ts for you. Do stand up or walk around. Honestly, I recommend that, especially if you're on the phone. Energy carries, motion creates emotion. Smile before they pick up, like be smiling. Hey Rita, how you doing? Hi, Dr. Lisa. Have a smile because people can hear the smile. Keep water within reach so that you can make sure to stay hydrated. If you're talking, your mouth runs dry. Run it at the same time every day. Have consistency. This is the best way for you to build your business is to have consistency. You can even publicly put it down. I only talk to people from 5 to 7 o'clock, as an example, right? The best time to reach me is 5 to 7. If you like to have a chat, contact me then, whatever the case may be. Don't answer incoming calls or texts. What? Wait a minute, Robert. Oh, wait. Everything you said was pretty good up to now, right? But why wouldn't I answer incoming calls or texts? Because that's going to throw off your rhythm, okay? If they call, it's okay to send them to voicemail. Then once you're done with your hour, guess what happens? Hey, my apologies, Dr. Lisa. I wasn't able to answer. I was doing some follow-ups with some people. You rang? I see I missed your call. How can I help you? What's going on? How's your day going so far? Right? Even in the text, they respond. Same thing. Hey, my apologies. I was busy, got jammed up. Want to chat? Now that enables you to open up another conversation after that hour of focus intensity is already done. Everybody with me so far? Yeah? I love this shit. Do not extend it 2 or 3 hours. Okay. So even though maybe your daily work activity is 2 hours, I'm not telling you to have 2 hours of focus intensity. This is not what we're going for. Okay. Don't change it to 2, 3 hours. Make it just 1 hour of focus intensity. The reason why, well, it's multifaceted, and I don't want to go down a bunch of rabbit holes for this. But if you just focus on the 1 hour, you'll have more productive consistency versus you saying to yourself, okay, I'm going to be focused for 2 hours out of my day. It's just not going to happen, right? And like we used to tell all of our agents, you always want to take every hour as if it was the newest hour of the day. Take 1 hour at a time, right? Which is another thing that can be contributed to time management when you understand that. But 1 hour at the same time every day, that's the whole enchilada right there, okay? Here are your killers, right? We briefly mentioned them, so I'll blow through these. Prepping on the clock, like you should already know who you're going to reach out to. What 10, 20, 30 people per day are you going to try to reach out to? Is it going to be people within your group? Is it going to be people that are your friends that you've never talked to on Facebook or other social media? Is it going to be people on your list? What's it going to be? But no prepping while you're on the clock within that hour of intensity. Mixing activities, as we talked about before. Don't prospect and then do some admin task and then, oh, could you give me a referral? Again, you don't want to mix or combine the tasks. Focus on one so that you get more accomplished. Don't take incoming calls. I told you why. Replaying the bad call. Hey, if somebody says go get bent or slams the door in your face, so what? Like, oh, crap, I can't believe that happened. Laugh at it and then keep it moving. Okay? You can worry about it later. You can cry in the corner, like I jokingly talked to you about it. Cry in the corner later. When the job is done, you can cry in the corner about that mean old person that told you to F off. Okay? Don't let it worry you. Don't let it bother you. That's part of, again, being, married to the process, divorced from the outcome. Not keeping score, that's going to be a bad thing for you, right? Just like any game. Did anybody see that Dallas game? How about them Cowboys? We were keeping score. That's how you know how you're going to win or not. And then doing it when there's time. Don't say, I'll do my power hour whenever I get time. No, you need to make the time. That's part of the time blocking that we talked about last week. Okay. And at this point, I trust that you guys got some value out of today's presentation information. Love to hear your takeaways. I'd love to hear, like, what time, now that you've heard this information, what time do you plan on doing your power hour every day? What will you prep the night before so the hour starts with zero setup and you're ready to rock and roll? And then what's your dial and conversation target for the hour? I trust that that answer would be five, but write that number down that you're chasing. But I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think, man?
So I think I'm gonna
Talk to
do
me.
my
Talk to me.
power hour 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 to 3, because of my
Okay.
schedule. That's the most
Okay.
consistent time of the day that I can actually do it. Mornings, even though I prefer
Love it.
that, it doesn't work. And then my preparation is going to be, take 5 minutes, walk around, walk outside, come back and spend 15 minutes to prepare for the next day. So instead of waiting
Okay.
to later tonight or something, I know I won't do that. And I will, from like 2:45 to 3 o'clock, I will prepare. It's fresh in my mind. I have momentum going. I'll have, okay, who do I want to reach out to tomorrow? I'll make my list and prepare that way. And what's the last one?
I love it. Your dial and conversation target for the hour.
What does that mean?
Well, in essence, how many people are you going to talk to within that hour?
Oh, well, it's 5.
That's it. Yeah, that's the magic number.
Yeah.
And the reason I laughed because I love it, and that is the magic number. And make sure you understand too, it's not Oh man, I only talked to four people, so I got this next hour. I got to talk to six people. You understand? It's not carrying over from that last hour, as I mentioned. You take every hour, 1 hour at a time. And if you don't get your five people, that's okay, right? Your overall goal is to speak to five. If you only get four, give yourself a pat on the back. Okay? So thank you for sharing
Thank
that.
you.
Go
This
ahead,
was
Dr. Lisa.
great. This was excellent. Thank you.
Awesome. You're very welcome. Happy you're here.
Happy to be here.
Go ahead, Dr. Lisa.
My question is,
Yep.
in choosing the time you're going to do the power hours, is
Mhm.
there a better time, or how do you determine if there's a better time for prospecting versus follow up versus referrals, etc.?
Okay, so great question.
And
That's
and
mhm.
the takeaway was um, getting so granular in batching like activities. Like I think I would have mixed them up just because they are money making activities and focusing, okay, I've got to reach out to people, but even um, categorizing what kind of reach outs you're doing at one time that decreases the switching tax that you talked
And the
about
confusion, right?
and the confusion. Yes.
Which actually enables us to answer your actual question on when, right? So there's four different things. So you, as the member and business owner, have to figure those out. Not trying to be funny or sarcastic, but that means that based off of you and your time and availability, as an example, Linda is saying that she's available from 2 to 3. Let's say, is it Eastern Standard Time, Lisa?
Yes, Eastern. Yes.
Right. So again, she can focus everything around that 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time to say, hi, my name is Linda. This is what I do. My focused hour is between 2 and 3. If you'd like to have a conversation, comment book down below. And then that's where I would send them the booking link, just like what I'm talking about. Your objective is to give people that booking link as much as possible, right? So that they book time and then you go and talk to them. So you're gonna have to determine, okay, when it comes to like me prospecting, well, what's the best time for me to prospect? Well, maybe that might be on a Monday in between 2 to 3. I prospect on this day, and maybe this day is when I do my power hour, right? Or uh, even better, right? If she's doing a prospecting hour from 2 to 3, then I might do from 12 to 1 if it's available, or maybe, after that is available to do one of the other activities, right? You know what I'm saying? But my point is to make sure that one of them is done each time, and you can maybe do, as an example for the week to where one day you focus on this, one day you focus on that, one day you focus on that. And then this is where gathering the data is most important. Because if you find that in between 2 and 3 you can't really reach people, then you have to make those adjustments to maybe make it 4 to 5. And if you can reach more people then, and it's more suitable to your work hours, then that would be better for you. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Like simple answer, you got to figure that out yourself. But you're not going to figure it out by not having the data and not paying attention, right? As an example, I know, even when it comes to posting on social media, these are things that we need to be aware of. I know that if I post at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, I tend to get decent results. If I post at 7 or 8, not so decent, depending on the topic of conversation, right? So even that matters. So if I go, as an example, put a post out at 10 a.m. and if it's getting results, now I'm paying attention to when are these people actually responding, right? Is it within that first hour or is it later on in the day? If it's later on the day that more people are responding to my actual post, then that might be a better suited time for me to focus on trying to generate new interest into my world.
Coach,
Make sense?
I think also, don't they have the analytics for that? In especially if you're using
Yes.
Facebook, that'll tell you when your
Yep. They
people are
certainly do.
most active.
Yep. Absolutely. Great response and throw in there. Thank you. Yeah, check your stats, check your numbers, check your data. Data doesn't lie. Gene, go ahead, brother.
And quick question, and you may have said this, I had to step away for a little bit for mom stuff,
Sure, sure.
but the I do my 5 outreaches. Let's say I do them through Messenger, but nobody replies back. That's not my power hour because I haven't had that conversation. I'm still keep working until I get those 5 conversations done. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because quite honestly, and Rita and I were showing this, and I did some changes to the CRM to make sure that they were, on point and impeccable and working the right way. I can go, and if it's just a cold call, I put a post out on Facebook, someone responds, I can literally go grab their name, their social, put it into the CRM and reach out to them and say, hey, how's it going? How's your day going so far? Within like 2 minutes, if that, right, Rita?
Mm-hmm.
It only takes a couple of minutes. Ultimately, what you're doing is you're doing that to go back to what I talked about. You're just knocking on the door to see if somebody's open. The moment that it opens, well, that's when your timer should start, really. But the concept of this is so that you know how much time you're taking with each prospect, because potentially when you go knock on that door, that person might be home, right? So if I go and I say, oh, here's a person that responded to what I was saying, and I look and I see that they're on, well, odds of them responding are quite high, right? So I'll put their name, their information in there, keep the timer running, say, hey, how's it going? How's your day going so far? Again, I'll count 7, 10 seconds, see if they respond. If they don't, then I can close that up, go to the next one. If they respond, well, cool. There's a conversation that I'm going to start. But even if I'm talking about 5 people into my CRM taking 2 minutes apiece, that's still 10 minutes, right? So I got 50 minutes at least to try to have those 5 conversations. So I would just keep knocking those doors. Hey, how's it going? How's your day going so far? Just to see who's going to open them up so that you can have those conversations.
Gotcha.
Make sense?
Perfect.
Good question. All right, guys. Anything else? I think we had a great information. I love it. Again, this is the stuff that I'm truly passionate about because it's been a constant part of my life for 40 years. One of the things that I truly value out of these moments with you guys is being able to take this knowledge and pass it on. I say this not very lightly, but from my heart. I just graduated to level 57 here recently. I don't know how long we'll be online or how long existence is, but the little bit of time that I do have around anybody, I'd like to be able to impart that knowledge onto you guys so that you can take the same knowledge that's helped me, close thousands upon thousands of deals and just be able to go travel and do things and be able to, just literally, you know, be the person I want to be and control my environments and understanding how to talk to people and literally opening up doors when doors might be closed. And it really comes down to understanding the psychology behind things, how we as people, how we operate. When you understand these things, it's so much easier for you, and people will look at you and they'll be like, wow, I can literally, I remember as a kid growing up, my parents' friends having conversations with her saying, wow, your son's having very intellectual conversations. This is like at 6 or 7 years old, right? But if you learn the skill set of communication and how to speak to people, man, it just makes it so much easier. So there you go. This week's challenge is to run a power hour. I mean, I say every day this week. I know that's kind of a stretch. So even if you guys get together like it's Monday, right? Do what you can to have at least one power hour by the end of the week. That'd be great. Phone down, shut the door, 1 hour, just smile and dial. It's your goal, at least one. Not gonna say every day, even though it's on there. If you accomplish it, great. Kudos to you. Next week, we're going to go into week 35. We're going to talk about automating your follow up, which is going to be pretty cool because, again, this is part of what I'm wiring into the lost transition to make things a lot easier for us. Because I know, just like I don't want to be there trying to follow up with people, I know you don't either. So we can automate that follow up for us, as we briefly mentioned in a past episode, then that's going to be a little bit easier, as well as filling up our calendar. We add our list so that it's doing some automation for us as well. Fill up that calendar. Sooner or later, you're going to have conversations of people to talk to start sharing your business and exposing them to them and helping lots of people. So that's it for today. How to Tuesday, Virgil? You good?
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, right?
A good one. I got a good
All
rollout
right.
from tomorrow for the ecosystem main offer conversation. So
Awesome.
hope to see you guys there.
So cool. Awesome. In the meantime, go out there, kick ass, take names. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tutu. Love you. Bye bye. I should
I
always
have a
stop
question.
Bye.
before I do that. I have an answer. Let's see if they
Okay,
match.
cool. So is this an exclusive club or is this, can we invite people that are looking at the tool? How does that work?
This is an exclusive club that you can invite people to. It's Monday Mastermind. It's completely free. The exclusive stuff is the inner circle stuff that we do on the Saturdays. That
Okay.
you have to be a paid member for. That's where we dig in. Well, as you know, you've been to a couple of them now, so yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
where we
this one I
dig
can
in and
invite
find out
people
what
to.
Mm,
Yeah, please
Same
do.
tomorrow as well.
Absolutely, 100.
mm.
Yeah. How
And
to,
What's
yeah.
what's
Monday
tomorrow's?
or
What's the
how to
difference?
Tuesday.
Well, tomorrow we
so
do the
You
how
were
to.
with,
Go ahead.
no, I was going to say you were with Nowsite, right, Linda?
Yes.
Remember how they used to have the how to Tuesday and how to Wednesday?
Okay. Uh-huh.
So that's what we picked up. So Virgil does a version of how to. We we were doing it Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We dropped it down to just Tuesday until we decide how we want to function Wednesday. But it's just a how to where Virgil will come up and he'll share his knowledge and expertise, and you're able to ask questions, and you know
Okay,
same thing,
so
same
like
kind of
what
style as
is there an agenda? Like what will be covered on that? Because sometimes it loses people. Like
Yeah.
if it's
Right
more
now, what we're
advanced.
doing is right now what we're doing is we're covering how to establish your ecosystem, right? Because we talk about building the ecosystem, but putting it together, it's an exercise of its own, and also understanding how your content strategy will be applied across that ecosystem. It's also going through the part of lining up these different points that we want our clientele to journey across from the acquisition to the retention, right? And this is where we really get to work on our list and such. So that's what we're doing. Um, I sorry, I don't have your email, so I haven't been able to send you the content or the notification. But you can take a look at the class transition community. I often post there the information, but it's 12 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays. For the Wednesdays, Robert, I think the conversation today is even more appropriate to bring back that power hour thing. If it's the best overall schedule for everybody,
yep.
we should all get ready with our business profile, our conversion platform, and then get together during a appointed hour Wednesday and work that out. So that way, in real time, we can also troubleshoot the questions that we might be getting from the
Hey,
possible lead
Virgil.
connection.
Virgil, can you stop telling them all of our plans, man?
Mm.
And
I'll mute
Linda,
myself.
I'm kidding, brother. I'm kidding, man. I love
Linda
you.
tomorrow is here in the same spot.
Yes, same place. If you want to
Okay.
join in and pop in tomorrow, we'll be
Yeah,
here.
And
Tuesdays is kind of challenging, but
That's
I
okay.
will see what I
That's
can do.
okay.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
can't make it, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
and if
not
I can
gonna.
say one thing about the Wednesdays, might be a good opportunity to show off the lost transition
Yes.
platform. If y'all did that on Wednesdays, then number one, we could invite people to kind of see what it is. And number two, get our questions
Yes.
answered and stuff like that in that public forum more. And then that frees up your every other Saturday inner circle to then drill down more on other type of tasks and stuff like that.
Gene, you got me thinking there. You got the wheels turning.
Yeah, I really like that because I know you have the little guy that walks you through.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, showing you how to use the tool. But being a newbie, and it can be a feeling a bit overwhelming. So if we could break down like step one, the first thing to do is set up your profile. I still have to get my video up. And then what would be the next logical step? Because you've got that all laid out, but looking at all that, it's kind of like, oh, I don't have time for that. But if we take, 30-minute hour, instead of a power hour, but a 30-minute setup hour, half hour, whatever.
I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. Quite
Okay.
honestly, that's what I was hoping that Virgil would be covering on How to Tuesdays.
That's what I thought Tuesday was going to be about. Yeah, because the other
You're
stuff is
throwing
kind
me
of
under
too
the bus just
advanced.
like that, eh?
Mhm.
Just like that.
Mhm. But the nice
Yeah,
thing
I
about
heard
doing
something
this
the other day,
too,
Virgil. It was a joke. He said,
But
I'm throwing you so far under the bus, I'm looking for a teddy bear for a prize.
no, but eventually it was going to get to that because the whole idea right now is building the ecosystem. But after that, it's actually marketing it. And
Yeah.
marketing requires the marketing tool, which is the loss transition, right? It's really that you want to make sure to have all the pieces of your puzzle together so that when you get into the loss transition and you start having these conversation, you know where your CTAs goes, you know where your assets are positioned, right? So it was gonna come to that, and yeah, I was a little late. And again, consolidation happens. So tomorrow you will see the ecosystem that I will be using and how it will be applied eventually to the loss transition as CRM.
and
Love it.
and the
Hence
nice thing
the
about
hence
those is
the
you
least
also,
conversation we're having, and I'm pushing for it because yeah, segregation, segmentation is going to be required, right?
Yeah, that'll be done by the end of today.
yeah. And the nice thing about doing those that way is then you can record those and then put them in the training section also, so that people can follow
Yeah.
on that particular training if they want to learn how to do something. And I'll even volunteer if you're recording it to YouTube, I can download it and then put it into segments and give it back to you, Robert. And here's a segment on your profile setup. Here's your segment on your CRM setup. Here's your setup on the segment on the business profile setup. And that way you can upload those to YouTube or your other one, I forget what it's called now. Armadillo is what I want to call it. And uh and then
Oh no, Adillo, I don't know if you
Adillo,
heard
yes.
that. Adillo changed their model, completely screwed everybody, and
Ah,
wants
okay.
everybody to pay monthly, even though we sign up for a lifetime unlimited.
Oh
Who's
wow.
that? Who's that?
Adillo,
What do they do?
Adillo. It's a video hosting platform. So now I either have to host it on my own server itself, or I use my Got Backup, my pro account portion to
Well,
host
you
the
can
video.
you
Mm.
can put it on YouTube and leave it on YouTube,
Unlimited.
and that
Unlimited.
way, if you get monetized on YouTube, then that can help towards
Gene,
monetization.
Gene, which clipping tool are you using?
Um, well, I do things manually. I use Opus Clips if I'm doing something like that, but for something like this, I would just download and then use my Filmora, Wondershare Filmora video editing, and then just clip that part, and it would still be the full widescreen. It wouldn't be the 9 by 16, it'd be 16 by 9, and then give it back to Robert, and then he'd be able to post it wherever he's hosting
Quick
it at.
question, since you opened up the door there. Can you clip multiple things at one time, or you have to like clip one,
Well,
download
that's
it?
what I'm looking for. There's a clipping. I found a few clipping tools like that, but they still leave branding on it because it's the
Well,
only
you
way
gotta
to
pay
really
for it.
turn
That's
these power or these long tutorials or webinars that we're having into promotional content. And it clips it in accord to the moment of interest in the conversation. So it's
so
a great,
Virgil,
yep,
check one called eclipse.gg, but it's not
Eclipse,
yeah, it's not EC, it's EKC, I think it is eclipse.gg.
Eclipse.
That
Let
might
me try
be
it out.
something that you're looking for. It's mostly, I know that gamers use it, and I believe if they're connected to like OBS as a streaming source, they can literally say clip it and it'll take a clip of what they're doing live. So you might want to check that one out. But anyway, Gene, let's you and I talk later on. Let's see if we can arrange a time to meet and
Yeah,
get
because
some
like I
ideas
said,
or
we could have
whatever.
different, you have the whole section on how to use the
Yeah.
loss transition
Well,
and just little segments.
yeah, there's ultimately there's still a lot of stuff I got to do, right? I'm in the background right now creating a video, but using the Boss Baby as a tutorial, so yeah, I still there's more stuff I got to do. I still got to create banners for the stuff. But my main goal right now is to try to tie up some of the loose ends that you guys have brought to me and the suggestions and stuff, and then I've got to get back focused on the conference room so that that ties everything together. I want you guys to be able to go and put out your profile. They go look at it, click on it, book time, and then they come into your conference room that, you can change the neon lights and they can come in and be like, hey, this is cool. I like this. What system is this?
Hmm.
That's ultimately where we're headed. So stay tuned. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's go
Thank
kick some
you.
ass, kick some names. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Toot toot. Love you.